freezing cold of winter, two young soldiers, Jack and Matthew, stood guard in a dark and deserted guard post on the top of the mountain. In the darkness of the night, the hut was shrouded in clouds of fog, and the moonlight barely reached it. They were sitting inside the hut by the fire when they heard strange noises outside. Suddenly, the door of the hut creaked and a cold wind blew in. The two soldiers turned to the door and saw the ghost coming in. The ghost was glowing pale, and his eyes were filled with deep sadness. As he entered the hut, a chill ran through the air, and the flames of the fire were suddenly extinguished. As Jack and Matthew stepped back in horror, the ghost began to speak quietly. "Why are you here?" he asked, his voice like the howl of the wind. "We were just standing guard, sir. We didn't want to disturb you," Jack and Matthew said in trembling voices. The ghost replied with a sad smile. "I have been imprisoned here for years. I was once a soldier who lived in these mountains, but I was falsely accused and imprisoned in this hut. Now I am back to take revenge." Jack and Matthew did not know what to do. They froze in fear. As the ghost wandered around the hut, traces of blood appeared on the walls, and the hut began to tremble. The two soldiers felt they were under the ghost's curse. James and Michael watched helplessly, cursed by the ghost. The air inside the hut grew thicker, the walls continued to tremble, and the ghost's presence grew stronger and stronger. For a moment, their bodies began to vibrate strangely. They realized that their hands were becoming transparent, their forms pale and disappearing, and finally, they both transformed into ghosts. The three ghosts now floated together in the hut. James and Michael's faces were pale and blank, their eyes filled with a dark sadness. Together, they radiated sadness and anger into the hut, creating an even more oppressive atmosphere. Suddenly, the sound of an explosion echoed in the tower. A beam of light filled the room. For a moment, everything turned blinding white, then returned to normalcy. When the light subsided, James, Michael, and the other ghosts were gone. In their place, there was only silence and emptiness. As time passed, the sadness and anger of the ghosts grew stronger. The echoes of the mountains were filled with cries for revenge, and the presence of the ghosts carried a pervasive darkness. Together, as they wandered through the hut, they left behind traces of their past